Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, Lathrix. And of course, for the first time, welcome to the Agricultural Upgrade, the newest update to the game, which is adding a lot in the way of making certain aspects of the game a little bit more complex, but also a lot more fun in addition to fixing some bugs. And my favourite new addition, they are adding the ability to simply plant Weezeworts. So rather than having to plant them manually by putting them in storage, then allowing the seed to grow on a natural tile, you simply grow them in planters, the decoration version of planters anyway, but that is absolutely fantastic. So the main things which have actually been added are a whole host of new food recipes, a preference for certain foods. Some duplicants will be far more picky than others, only accepting good food unless, well, they are forced to eat the bad food, which makes them very, very upset. There's a whole host of new reactions to things. I think there's a new emotional response if they get too stressed. There's quite a few things. And of course, brand new food types, like, I can't remember the name, but essentially there's a spice, and there's frost wheat, or something like that. It may be sleet wheat. Either way, let's get straight into this. And of course, because this is now Season 4, we have played through this game a few times, I will be skipping a little bit more than usual. I do apologise for that, but of course I will try and keep as much of the game in as possible, just to make sure it's still rather interesting. This is definitely a game I have been looking forward to getting back into ever since I stopped the last season. I was just waiting for a new update. So here we are, the food quality, terrible, grisly and terrible, so all pretty low, and the new stress response, ugly crier. Things won't be pretty if this duplicant gets too stressed. So what we want is a good learning person like Max here, and in fact, good athletics as well. I don't really care if you can't cook. Yeah, I am happy with you. You can stay. The next one is we want a good creative stat. After that, we just want an all-rounder. So let's just keep on going. Oh, wait. There we go. 7 of that, 2 of medicine, and you have iron gut. That's okay. I would have preferred a different trait there, honestly, and sadly both of you are 1 up from the worst food. Oh, it's because you're an artist. Profession level 7, artist +1. Oh, maybe as they level up, they require better food. That's interesting, because you're both level 7. Yep, same with that one. Okay, so I guess as that continues, it will get higher and higher. Oh dear. Yep, there we go. Duplicate -3, but he's a level 6 architect, so +1. Very interesting indeed. So you, I want an all-rounder, and that's great. Small bladder is actually good because it means we get more fertilizer. Gang. The colony was going to be called Gang. Okay, so then we have bubbles, once again, +1 on the food, which is a shame, but not too much of an issue. The Lathrixian farms, because it's all about food. Embark. Hopefully we get a decent place. I think the first episode will likely be a lot less edited than the rest, but bear in mind, a lot does happen at the very start. Okay, so pause. Wow, that's a lot of food up there, and we do need to go there for the algae, so that is something we're going to go to straight away. There's a large water reservoir there and there. We have all of this... Oh, that's fertilizer. I thought that was oxalite for a second. Oxygen there. There's a lot of carbon dioxide straight away, which is a little bit concerning, but fine. Let's just dig out this and this, so we have some materials. Okay, go ahead, me lovelies. Do your job. I believe in all of you. Especially you, Max. And before I forget, I will do this now. So, only Abe can do art. Oh, yes, this is a new thing. So, new duplicants, you can actually stop them from doing certain things before they even spawn in, which is so helpful. Massage? Oh, does that just mean going to the massage table? Well, that is curious. That may have been there before, but I've simply never looked at it. So there we go. Max can do his research. Okay, carry on. We do want the toilet soon, and I think I'll put the toilets up here since there's already a natural, decently sized cavity there. Just so I remember to do that. Okay, let's put down the ladder, going, sand there, which is really annoying. Okay, let's do this. Now, this will cut through the oxalite, but you do get a burst of oxygen when you first break it open. I'm of the belief that that's still less than it would give you over time. But even so, it's not like we're losing loads and loads of oxygen, plus I am going to be rushing for the terrariums anyway, so it's not too much of a big deal. The manual airlocks require raw metal, okay. So that'll be this floor. Then we want the next floor like this. Most of the floors will be only 2 in height, except for the planting room at the bottom, which will likely be 3. In fact, it has to be 3. And wow, that's really annoying. A very, very hot space at the top. Oh, and okay, we are surrounded by badness, but thankfully, also 2 cold zones. And there we go, some of the new food, the sleet wheat, which requires a ridiculously cold area. We can also now use water to affect our plants. You can pump water into the hydroponics farm tile, I believe it's called. And then there are some other farm tiles, and you can even fertilize mealwood if you're using the correct tile. But also, mealwood only accepts polluted water, which is interesting. So, like I was saying, a lot of changes have occurred, certainly enough now that we should come back to it, just to make sure I don't simply forget everything in the future. Might as well just carry on doing that. Uproot you, destroy you. Guys, I really need you to do this section first, guys. The toilets are the top priority. I do not want polluted water anywhere. Please. Okay, so need some metal. Oh, well, thankfully that's metal up there. So as soon as they're done building the toilets, I'll go and get some metal, and everything is hunky-dory. Which is a very cheesy thing to say. Aha, this is where we'll go to get the cold zone. So up there, then round. Okay. Ah, 3 Wheezeworts. Perfect. So close. There we go, the toilets are there. Let's put down a storage container, which will be for the poop. We have 3 of those. Okay. Oh, and this time around, I will be taking name suggestions for future duplicants, so please leave those in the comments, and I will try to choose them from there. I did say I would do that last time, but then we ended up going a little bit into chaos mode and, well, forgetting everything. So, this time hopefully I'll do better. Oh, hello. We won't really be going into coal generation this game, so you are likely going to be eaten at some stage. I am afraid, Mr. Hatch. Although you are adorable. Oh, wow, hatches everywhere. Oh no, the copper! Don't you dare. So, while they're asleep, we will need power, so for now, let's just put down our manual generator. We could put it here, since that will allow the heat to escape anyway. Oh, we could put the battery straight away in the cold zone. I would like some Wheezeworts up here as well, because the cold will flow down over time. So what I think I'm going to do is knock out all of this, so it's a nice empty space. Then, what I want you all to do is focus soon on doing this. Don't go to the Abyssalite just yet, because that's far too hard to do. I feel like I'm planning a bit too far in the future right now, but I do need my tech up and running soon. And then do that, so you grab the Wheezeworts, that's fantastic. Oh, you can't reach that, can you, because of that herb dirt? My bad indeed. So you can actually sleep tonight, that would be good. Okay, well, for now, we'll just put battery up here so that the heat gets trapped up here and doesn't affect anywhere down here. Although, honestly, that won't be an issue until we have our plants anyway. So, maybe I'm worrying a bit too much about absolutely nothing. And once again, just so I can get in there. Okay. There we go, the non-permanent research station is now down. We will build an actual, room for all this once we figure out how we're going to do everything, especially when we have the gas-permeable tiles. So, let's go over to you, organic, and I do not want you to hold polluted dirt, and copy that to here. You, on the other hand, can hold polluted dirt and nothing else. Apparently that's a word which is difficult for me to actually say. There we go, manual airlock, it will have oxygen for now, and once we have the fertilizer, then we can start opening this back up, because of course the fertilizer doesn't produce the lovely, lovely noxious gas. And you, the first thing I would like is this. This will give me the regular planter boxes, the compost, and most importantly, the algae terrariums, which will be the main source of our oxygen for the rest of the game. After this, we'll go down to interior decorator, so that we have some light. And then, actually, when do we get the ground lamp? The lamp you put on the floor lamp is probably what it's called then, isn't it, Lathrix? I actually don't know. Where is that thing? It's not here, is it? Now I'm a little bit confused. I always assumed it came with that upgrade, but apparently not. Well, silly me. Apparently the floor lamp is actually something you get by default. Well, that's actually kind of awesome, so yay for that. So what we're going to do then is just allow them to continue this so we can grab that. And then that way, we can keep the area with the plants exceedingly cool. After we've done that, we are going to rush to fine dining, because this is a lot of the new items, and will also give us the regular farm tile, in addition to the hydroponic farm. Words are hard and such. Oh, but that does mean we will need the liquid pump. So maybe this, then this, then this, then interior decorating. That seems pretty legitimate to me. Okay. Let's put this up to 8. Actually, let's make it a 7, so 8 and 9 are still free for us to use. Yeah, leave that as a 5. That's a nice base. And all is good. Now, amazingly, that one's actually too warm, and it's actually in the cold zone, which is somewhat worrying. I think the sleet wheat can make like a muffin or bread or something. Oh, that's good. We actually have a puffed already. Well, this is a really good starting zone, except for the heat. Oh, here's one of the other plants, though, the pepper plant. So this will allow you to season certain foods, or, well, I think it's just used in the recipe. It says to season them, but I think it's just used up in certain recipes, which, of course, we'll get access to once the fine dining research is done. Kind of want to mine out all of this. I don't know why, but having this here is somewhat annoying to me. And it's time for Betty buys on cycle 2. Yeah, those need to die. Those really do need to pass on, because they're going to eat all of my metal and everything I mine in that area. Or I could just do this for now. We'll see where they eventually go to sleep, and then we'll kind of corner them in. Ah, hello Bubbles. Hello Max. Hello Abe. Hello Dirt. Okay, that's fine. Let's just do this. So close. So, yeah, we can plant the Weezeworts in these, the flower vases. Now, someone told me, so instantly I don't know how accurate this actually is, but somebody did tell me that the Weezeworts are actually nerfed, or it's something like the Weezeworts are less effective in the flower vase. I don't know if this is true or not, though, so don't take any of that to heart. It's just what I've heard. Also, are Weezeworts positive? They're plus 15. Whoa, they're actually positive decor. That's amazing. I did not realize that. That is actually fantastic. And of course, the vase itself is already plus 11, so having a couple of those around would be fantastic. I'm actually going to put a second one here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we now have the first research done, so now let's get liquid piping, and let's get to work adding these. We also need the filter tiles very soon as well, otherwise these are going to just pump oxygen into one area, and then it simply won't move, which is less than ideal, let's say. And then let's go into furniture, floor lamp, because for those who don't know, the floor lamp will provide light, and the terrariums are much more algae efficient if they have light on them. Now, of course, the algae terrariums do have the rather big negative of devouring water as well, so we do need to be a little bit careful about that, but with so much foul water around and ice and stuff we're going to be melting soon, it's not going to be too difficult to get more water. Plus, as soon as we find a water geyser, we are very, very happy. And speaking of geysers, because there's so much to talk about right now, there is a new form of power from the natural gas geysers, which I really want to find as soon as possible. And we have a new duplicant. Ooh. You're not too bad. I love diver's lungs. It's my favourite positive, but you are anemic, so you can hardly even move. But you won't breathe in much oxygen. Okay, maybe this is a bad idea, but Meep, welcome to the group. Oh my god, look how slow he is. This was instantly a terrible idea. I didn't realise it would be that slow. Normally, I don't pick people with such a low stat there, but I thought I would make a change. Whoa, yeah, we need these Weezeworts sorted as soon as possible. Look at that. Now, for our colony, it's fine, but the plants we're going to be growing require very cold temperatures. So, yeah, that needs to be fixed soon. Excellent. Now I'm going to make a slight change of plan. I want the gas-permeable tiles as soon as possible. And there we go, the light is on them, so they are now using 30 algae per second to produce 44 oxygen, which is so much better than the deoxidizer, which is 550 per second for only 500. Oh, that's been buffed. That used to be worse, I'm fairly certain. But obviously, this is less than 100% efficiency, well, less than 1 for 1, I should say. This is about 3 for 4. Well, 3 for 4.4. Okay, let's go ahead and place down the compost heap. And let's put it in there as well, just for the start. We have loads of algae currently available to us. We haven't mined out all that much, but we're absolutely fine for it. And you should be affected by the light, I imagine. Let's have a quick look-see. Yes, you are. As long as one tile works, that should work just fine. In which case, I may delete this ladder section and put one more algae terrarium there for maximum efficiency for our power used. Finally. Okay, almost done here then. We do want all of them, though. Manual placement of the Weezewort is always going to be better than the natural placement. Oh, who's stressed and why? Meep. Meep, why are you so upset, buddy? Drab decor. Well, that will be fixed soon, but not just yet. Certainly not the main priority. We should also start our food production, honestly, even if we are only growing regular mealwood for now. So let's just grow that over there. Excellent. The next bit of tech is now done, so I can now add the gas-permeable tiles, which is glorious. And eventually we'll dig all this out, and that will be the next floor. So let's just put that down for the time being. And so everything is going according to plan. Excellent. And then just shove these here. Okay, the Weezewort are now available to us, so please plant those. Let's start to negate the heat from up here, and then we can place one over here to negate this heat. And then finally, once we get the others, we can place the final Weezeworts wherever we end up actually planting our plants, which I think is going to be down here. Since we are already starting to put our tech in this section, this is where the temperature is going to increase. So for the next research, let's just go ahead and grab the interior decor. We do also need the supercomputer soon as well, which I'll put somewhere over here, I imagine. I swear, watching Meep makes me think I'm in slow motion, even at maximum speed. Oh, that is so bad. Yeah, Meep, you are going to be so useless. Oh, hello. So Weezeworts actually instantly grow when they're planted in the vase. Okay, well that is something I did not know, and I'm very thankful that I now do know. Very cool indeed. So I guess putting the plants here would be the best. Even if it is close to that hot zone, it's also close to this cold zone, so likely this will be quite a neutral area for the future, and of course we can plant Weezeworts in our base very, very easily. And over here will be the ugly mealwood section, which no one is going to be happy to be anywhere near, but I'm afraid you're just going to have to live with. Hurrah! Decor! Finally! There we go. Maximum happiness. Everyone will be overjoyed with the artwork. This carbon dioxide will slowly fall down here, so that's not a major issue. We are out of copper, but there's loads of copper up here, so we'll be mining that naturally anyway. And the next one we will be going for is fine dining, like I said before, and we will be building the supercomputer soon as well. Maybe I should make all of my floors 3 high instead, so I can fit these sculpting blocks. That might be best. Abe, are you meant to be the one who's doing that? I thought it was someone else. Am I wrong? I am completely wrong. Okay, continue. I'm sorry I doubted your creative merit. And hurrah, we are now making enough oxygen. Fantastic. And we have food absolutely everywhere, so no issue for that for a while as well. Honestly, I think we're off to a pretty good start. Could have planned it a bit better, but honestly, I'm trying to rush to certain things, as you can probably tell, so that's not a major issue either. Well, whilst they sleep, let's do a little bit of planning. So, having the irrigated farms here would also make things easier if I were to choose this water supply to actually, you know, supply water and stuff. So, let's delete you, put down a ladder as well, so we know what we're doing. And then plumbing, not the outhouse. Okay, we can do that in the future, but either way, we'll have the pump down here, which will take water up to here. Now, the farming tiles, the water versions anyway, we can actually use as these tiles, so these tiles will be removed in the future. And as soon as I get some more metal, we'll make the supercomputer so that we can start properly working. Okay, good, they've already lowered the temperature. It does seem like they have been nerfed a little bit, so maybe there is some truth to what people have been telling me. Now, one thing I should explain is the reason why I'm not currently building any of the blossom seeds, or planting any, is what I should have said there, is because these planter boxes can no longer accept fertilizer, which means we would get bad yields. And now, if we go down, you can see, when you grow a plant, it will now give you a standard yield, a good yield, or an excellent yield, depending on how well you've managed to fertilize and provide water towards the plant. Now, the mealwood normally grows fine on its own. I think you can actually click it, and it will say what it's estimated. So this one is going to be a standard yield. It's not going to be good at all, but it's going to give us 800 calories, and that's fine, and it regrows quickly as well. So no big issue, but when it comes to the bristle blossom and stuff, you really do want the good and excellent yields. Okay, we've got a lot of metal now, so everything's being built up, which is fantastic, especially a lot of the artwork. Ta-da! We actually have a small green zone for once, and the stress is stabilizing. Meep is the most fussy, despite being the most useless. Excellent. Let's do that for now. Let's cancel those tiles, just in case they do this too quickly, as we do want these to be the farm tiles. And then, ladders all the way down. I think now, though, your lovely minions do actually get upset if they're wet. Even with regular water, I think it now actually upsets them, which makes complete sense. It's just going to be a little bit irritating. And we'll leave that there for now, because we don't know how we're going to finish that. I wonder if power cables, though, can go through the farm tiles. That's a question I actually don't know, so we're going to find out that very, very soon as we've placed them. I really do think that the Wheezeworts have been nerfed, because that is not all that effective. It's just about keeping one battery away from heating up this area. That is actually really concerning, especially since we're about to start using the supercomputer, which produces a ridiculous amount of temperature. So we are going to need at least 2 Wheezeworts down here then, just to make sure this area doesn't go above 22. In fact, at the moment, although the air isn't 22, the ground certainly is. The research is done, so let's have a quick look-see at these then. So we have the farm tiles and the hydroponic farms. Grows a single plant when sown with a seed, allows liquid delivery for plant irrigation, can be used as a floor tile. This one, on the other hand, cannot accept water. Maybe it can accept water, but it has to be manual. So either way, we do definitely want this one, and we're going to place them all along here, even if sadly they do give us a negative decor. And they do also give you the faster run speed, which is good. Okay. But yeah, we definitely need the algae terrariums down here. At least 1 or 2, just to remove this carbon dioxide. So let's put that as a 9. I want that done now. And then the plumbing will go underneath, like so. Likely, I could have just gone along like that, but I just kind of prefer this style. Yay for inefficiency because of personal taste. Which does mean we are going to have to do this, so we can dig out and not get stuck. Don't really want a new person just yet. Let's just have a quick look, seeing if there's someone perfect. We'll keep them. If not, then they can go away. No, I'm afraid not. Goodbye, all. How much sand was there? There we go. And then this will be the next floor anyway, so let's just do this. And then we wait. I'm really regretting the choice of putting the farm down here. In terms of heat rising, it makes complete sense. The hot oxygen will of course be less dense and go towards the top, the colder oxygen will go down. But there's a huge heat source over here, so maybe not the best of ideas. Perhaps putting it somewhere over here, where the natural cold will slowly win over the heat, would have been better. Of course, this wouldn't have been an issue if Wheezeworts were as powerful as they used to be, but once again, there is no proof they're not. It just seems like it. It really does seem like the Wheezeworts are not as powerful as they once were. Or maybe they're just not as powerful when they're placed in a vase. That is very much a possibility. So I was correct. If a duplicant does go into the water completely, they will get the sopping wet debuff, which is plus 20% stress per day. Which is really bad. I have no idea how long this lasts. I'm hoping only 1 day, but either way it's very annoying. If they only walk in water, then they get the wet shoes or something, which is still pretty bad, but not as bad. But still pretty bad. So hopefully we can minimize the time in the water, otherwise, well, our people aren't going to be overly happy. The pump is now in action, but I'm a little bit worried about the temperature of all of these tiles. I really should have thought about moving this, especially after seeing that the Wheezeworts aren't doing a fantastic job, but either way, let's plant a couple of blossom seeds just to see how this works, and if it doesn't work out, then we can always move all this later. It's not that much of an issue, it's just more annoying than anything else. Toasty surroundings. Yep. Oh, yeah, it's definitely too warm. So they can go up to 23. So actually, we don't need to cool this place by all that much. And I do already have another vase in place. And let's put down another one here. So we will have 3 Wheezeworts in this little contained area. And soon, let's pop this up to an 8. We will be able to get more of the Wheezewort seeds. So we can place all of those down here, which will be fantastic. And you just activate already, please. That would be fantastic as well. Just to make sure it gets a good bit of airflow around it. Then that one goes there, that one goes there, and hopefully that will be enough. Although, by the looks of things, yeah, this ain't gonna grow. Even though it does have all of the water in there. I wonder how much water it actually uses. That's a good question. I have no idea how much water is actually being used up. Now, it looks like it's always going in, but that's a visual weirdness. As you can see, the pump isn't actually pumping. It's just because each of these nodes represents flow, not an actual amount of water. That is one of those things which took me a long time to wrap my head around. I also now have a massage table, which, by the way, now requires power. Yeah, that's a new thing they've done. It makes sense. It's an automated massage table. It's just really annoying. So next up, I would like some abyssalite, because for those who don't know, if you build a tile out of abyssalite, it will contain all of the properties of that material, so it simply doesn't let any heat through. So if we start building some tiles, for instance over here, we could massively slow the amount of heat entering this system, because right now, this just ain't working. So I should mention that massage tables don't act in the way they used to. Now, how it works is that you can set a max stress and a minimum stress. So right now, the maximum stress is at 50, so if anyone is above 50 stress, they should automatically go to the massage table if they have nothing more important to do. And since this is now ranked at 9, it means it will always activate. Now, someone is suffocating, and where? Max, dig yourself down, buddy. I believe in you. There we go. Max is fine. And there are some more Wheezewort over there. Fantastic. And we actually have one already ready, so I'll be using that somewhere. Not sure exactly where, but somewhere. How much abyssalite do I have? I have enough to continue this, which is good. Yeah, hopefully this room will cool. Actually, yes, it is cooling over here massively. If I uproot this, will I get the seed back? Yes, okay, so let's grab both of these and plant them in the cooler section. As you can see, this is working. We just need to slow how fast the heat is coming in, and then we can completely counter it. In fact, it looks like the Wheezeworts are now winning. So, I'm happy enough. The Wheezeworts do seem to do their job, just you can't rely on them to do everything for you. Helping them out definitely helps. There we are. Yep, it has the really low thermal conductivity, so this will simply not transfer heat. Excellent. Okay, got both of the seeds, so let's replant the blossoms. There we go. We're still fine for food, and we can, of course, make the fabricator if we need it to make those horrible, horrible mush bars. Which are just icky, to be perfectly honest. And let's put down a tile here as well to stop water flowing down, because that's really, really irritating. So where shall I put the last Wheezewort is the question. Do I still want to place it somewhere in here? It seems a bit wasteful using this space like this. We could place one here right next to the supercomputer to cool down this floor, which will likely have a lot of the mechanical stuff. Which I'm hoping Wheezewort up here will help to cool down as well, but as you can see, there's a lot of heat coming from the top slowly, so we do need to work on this. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This is going to release so much carbon dioxide, but I think it will be worth it. And then let's place a Wheezewort there, and let's make sure it has enough space. Building it up this high though will be irritating, but we do need tiles anyway, so that's fine. Let's just do that. These will become gas permeable for later. Hurrah! The plants are now actually growing. Although you can't really see them, they are there. Believe me, look, there it is. So far, it thinks it's going to be a good yield, which is great. Now, I can go ahead and turn all of these into mealwood seeds, as they will still be able to receive the fertilizer, but they will not receive the water, because like I said earlier, they can only accept polluted water, which is a really cool concept, honestly. It's a way of getting rid of quite a large quantity of polluted water by mass giving it to the mealwood. And this would ensure that we will have food for the future, so sure, let's just plant 4 or maybe 8 of these, like so, until we have some more blossoms. Then in the next episode, we're going to have a look at the new recipes and stuff, and hopefully that will be very, very interesting indeed. There we are, Wheezewort is here as well. Happily cooling down this section. Going to dig out all of this, like so, and then what I will likely do is continue this tiling all the way up to massively slow down the heat transfer from this side. Although it is still going to be coming up from here, at least one side is blocked, so the Weezerwort have more of an opportunity to block all the heat from us. And down here, it is definitely winning. Over here was 27 earlier, so yep, definitely doing its job, just a bit slower than I originally thought it would. Actually, no, let's not do that until the corner's done, because that is really irritating when they simply miss that. So that's how long this corridor is going to be. Okay, there we go. I think I might actually put this ladder down there and simply move this cart. That would be a lot easier. So one thing I would like to very quickly show before we end the episode is that with the Bristle Blossom, the reason why it's so important to at least have a good yield is because of this. It doesn't give you any more berries for food, but it does give you the additional seed. If you only have a standard harvest, you don't get any seeds, and thus it's a lot worse. So it's very important that you go ahead and get the good variety. If you get the excellent, you simply get 2 blossom seeds. So really, the main thing we are after is that we really, really want at least the good quality. So, effect, temperature. This plant will gain harvest rating points if it's between -3 and 3, so that's the perfect thing. That's not really going to happen. The gas pressure is above 750, which is happening naturally, kind of, except for now we are removing a lot of the carbon dioxide. Hopefully that will build up with oxygen instead very soon. And then, of course, fertilizer and water. So far, then, these plants think they're going to be good, which is fine for me. Okay. So we just need to maybe up our oxygen game a little bit. Which would actually be very easy to do, since I was talking about putting some oxygen down here anyway. So let's remove these ladders. Then let's add some tiling, so we can do this a bit faster. And then oxygen, 1, 2, 3, 4, space, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will remove the one over here later. And then we go into the furniture, and we add the floor lamp. Wait, seriously, that's too big? Why can't I place it there exactly? Is it really 3 high? No. Then what's so special about this location? Okay, so it turns out there was a tiny piece of mealwood growing behind all of that debris. That's why we couldn't place it straight away. So now we can go ahead and place ourselves the lamp, and everything is good. Well, I think it's a good time now for us to end the episode. So as you can see, we are now making a new storage zone up here. I've now added some of those lovely gas permeable tiles down here because I completely forgot about them, since I'm so used to normally building on top of tiles, not actually using the farm tiles themselves. So that's just something I need to get used to. But overall, everything is looking really good. The temperature is so much better than it was, and soon we're going to have all of this as abyssalite tiling, which means this room will very quickly become the cold room, which will be just fine for the bristle blossoms. But sadly, I doubt we're ever going to get cold enough for the sleet wheat. In fact, I don't think we're ever actually going to aim for the sleet wheat as our main food, but perhaps in the future, and depending on what recipes we can actually make with them. So maybe we will. I just can't see it happening at the moment. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favorites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Oxygen Not Included is a series you would like to see continued in the future. I have been playing for far too long today, but this is definitely one of those games I absolutely adore, and I'm so happy we're seeing constant updates. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.